workshop. I was telling you the other night that I ordered a neck, but it's been on back order. And what was I going to do? I was going to have to figure something else out. Guess what? It showed up the next day. So we have more necks than we need now. So that's pretty cool. I tell you what, let's get into the questions, because the questions are going to kind of lead into what the thumbnail is about. And then also some of the questions are going to kind of talk about this whole Gibson G3 youth thing. There's a question that might segue into that too. And that's why I was having you look at that.
Okay.
And I was looking at it too. Because it's not very Gibson-y, this whole Gibson G3 thing. But at the same time, I think it's cool. So let's get into some questions. Scott says, "Hi folks, just joined today. Thanks, dude."
Ooh.
But been watching. So he hit the little join button on the YouTubes.
Okay.
That's where he came from. I've been watching for a few months. Dylan, I got 2 P90s from you last week, so he joined, and he has bought P90s from us. Thanks, dude. For my Gibson Blues Hawk, and I realized I should probably put a new volume pot in it at the time. Suggestions on which ones I should do, 250 or 500? 500 all the way. I would actually change both of your pots out to 500s if they're not already, but they might be. It's been my experience that the taper on those stock ones isn't super cool. So yeah, replace them, put some 500s in there. It's only a few bucks a piece. That's a good plan. And thank you for
thanks, Scott,
ordering P90s, and also for hitting the little join button down there. I do appreciate that, dude. Zoltan, he's back. He's been, I think he's been busy.
It's been a while.
So yeah, he's been scarce. So I think he's been busy. He did get a new Mayonis though. He posted it in the Facebook group. Mayonis is like, I don't know how you say it. I think that's how you say it, right? Really pretty, like more modern guitar. Like I think it's one of those ones with the slanty frets, you know, the multi-scale.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got Fishman influences in it. It's beautiful, beautiful guitar. Anyway, side point. Cool Monday live on setting up the Floyd Rose. Do more of those, please. Okay, so let's address that first. If you want me to do more of those, please put that in the comments and let me know. It's really fun to do it that way because I get the immediate conversation with you.
And you get it in real time.
Yes.
No editing.
Yes. And if I say I can do this in 10 minutes, we can do it in 10 minutes. It's like, because we get a lot of people in the, you edited it out, you messed with it. Yeah, no, I really did it. So that was really fun. And because we are really busy right now, pickup wise. And so it's been pushing into video shooting and editing time. So doing them live like this is really fun.
And zero editing.
Yeah. And so even if you can't, you know, make it live, just watch them anyway. Anyway, do I remember correctly that for some special Floyd Rose style trims, like the original Ibanez Edge, that is not low profile, the bridge plate is actually at an angle, but there is a level marking on its top side, and it's that mark that has to be parallel with the plane of the strings. Yes, but I have not seen one like that for a very long time. And I don't... Put in the comments if you guys have seen a guitar, like even in the last 5 years, that's made that way. I kind of don't think so. Except for the Ibanez edges don't have a straight... they don't have any straight edges on them. You know, the Floyd has got a flat table that you can use to make sure that it's parallel with the strings. And that's one important distinction, parallel with the strings. You don't really want it to be level with the body if you have like a sloping off body. You actually want it to just be parallel with the strings, which even if there is no mark, it's easier to see that because, you know, it's only this far apart. So it's easier to see that. Yeah, cool. Thanks for the question. John, I'm looking for an easy practice rig, one that uses an Android phone, can play songs to play along with, can slow down the songs when I'm learning them. I was using iRig and Ultimate Guitar Tabs app, but I can't get it to work anymore. Looking for an alternative. The first thing that popped to mind is the Positive Grid Spark, the little amp that you can Bluetooth songs to. There's a built-in app. It's so good, and whatever it costs, it's like under, I don't know, is it a little more now? Maybe like $250-$300, but man, it's so good. Really good.
But if he's just looking for an app,
I had a harder time. So he has to use an iRig, which is buying a device too. And those aren't cheap either.
he has an iRig though.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to figure out one that is like that. And Positive Grid actually has, because I did a...
Yeah, what was it called?
I don't remember.
Bias?
No, that's their
something
amps.
different.
Yeah.
Oh.
I did a demo video on a Positive Grid product.
Twice.
A couple times. That was exactly what you're talking about. It was almost like the Positive Grid Spark amp
In your phone.
in your phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ivan has a good point too. You can slow down YouTube videos because of accessibility requirements. Like most videos online, you can slow them down.
Correct.
So that's nice. Telecracker. They haven't been here in a while. BC Rich.
Let's see.
Doug Santaniello. Still driving.
Doug's driving.
Shame on you, Doug.
Across the country.
Thanks for being here, though.
Hang on. Let me see if I can figure that. Is it called... No, that Smart Jam is the one that goes with the amp. Anyway, check out Positive Grid, because I know they do have a couple of things on their app store that are exactly what you're looking for. I just can't tell you if there's one... see, and it's giving me all kind of pop-ups, and I'm going to waste a bunch of time trying to figure it out right now. But was it called Jam Up? I don't remember. Anyway.
Been busy, got a job. I guess that's a good reason.
Yeah. BC Rich has a question. I'm a member of Bass Builders Facebook group, and one for Guitar Builders. Why is it that the Bass Builders seem to be making more unique and different designs, while most of Guitar Builders seem to be making one of three designs, a Telly, Strat, and an offset?
That's a great question.
This is a great question that every guitar player needs to look in the mirror and ask themselves, in my opinion. Self? Why can't I subscribe to any new ideas as a guitar player? That's it. Uh-oh. We got one of those. Thank you so much, Corey.
Thanks, Corey. Corey Foregrave.
Yeah, thanks, Corey, for the super chat. He says, I have a 50s style pickups in my Strat, and I don't like the bridge pickup. Would your Strat P90 complement the middle and neck pickup? It's way hotter, so it's going to be gnarly. You could try it. What I would like to what I'd like to know is what you don't like about your bridge pickup before. That's a drastic change, I'm just telling you. So what don't you like about it? Maybe you could put that in the comments, put a bunch of question marks in front of it, even though it's not really a question, so Leslie will be able to find it, and see if we can drill into this in between some of the other questions as we go. Because I think our Strat P90 would be kind of drastic. But we can figure it out. So thanks for the super chat. So let's talk about this.
Did you finish answering questions? Or are you talking about something still?
I want to talk about this really quick.
Okay.
Because this is where this Gibson thing comes in.
Okay.
Because the bottom line is people don't want change. And it's why Fender, I've spoken to Fender marketing people about this. I've spoken to Gibson marketing people about this. And basically, especially Fender, they've backed themselves into a corner to the point where all they can do is make the same exact stuff with different pickguard colors. And the same different iterations of the same guitars. So what needs to happen, and I have said it over and over and over again, is that guitar builders need to start reaching younger. And I'm about to do one of my I'm just going to say it videos on Friday about what present guitar players can do to encourage younger players to play. And basically it means don't give them crap in Facebook groups and let them freaking play whatever they want to play. If they want to play a Taylor Swift song, let them play a Taylor Swift song. If they want to play Machine Gun Kelly, let them play Machine Gun Kelly. If they want to play a purple guitar with sequins on it, or they want to play a Hello Kitty guitar, let them play whatever they want and don't talk crap about them. To that end, Gibson just came out with this thing, this G3 thing. And what is it? Did you figure it out?
So it's not new. It may be coming to light more, I think. So it sounds like it started in 2019. And so 2021, because it's a 2-year program. So 2021 was the first graduating class.
Kids coming out of it?
Yes.
Oh.
So actually the ones that are on the website right now is class of 2023.
Oh.
So it's a 2-year program where they have access to guitars, access to mentorship, and they're a part of a program, and they get promoted on Gibson social media also.
And they're all kids.
Some of them are older,
but
yeah.
There's a lot of kids.
I think preteen, teens, yeah.
And so why is Gibson doing that? They're trying to build maybe a player base, maybe a...
Well, they're saying G3 because they're saying it's been 127 years of Gibson, and who's the next 127 years?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is exactly the thing. And I really think it's why they're starting their own record company. Gibson is doing it right. Fender's doing it right too. Because Fender's coming out with a bunch of student models over again. Like all the Kurt Cobain stuff and Jag Stangs and Mustangs and, you know, various combinations, and putting P90s in guitars that are more affordable. And, you know, all guitars are getting more expensive. Let's just get that out of the way. But the entry-level guitars are better. All the Squires are awesome. And they're really trying to reach younger. And it's really, really important for that to happen. So that this whole guitar generation, the first and second, I believe. So if we're on the third generation of Gibson players, I think it's the second generation that's the problem.
Well, it can't be the first generation. They're probably all old and dead.
Or almost dead. So
I mean, and all the innovation has come in the second. I mean, you can't say it's the problem, though. Like, everybody hangs on to something. So, like,
right.
This generation is not... But this generation is the one that has the kids and the grandkids doing this. So, wow, hopefully you're encouraging... Even if you yourself are not willing, hopefully you're open to, you know?
Yeah, and that's why I want to do, I'm just going to say it video on it, because the activity that I see in Facebook groups is very discouraging to me. Not because I'm triggered. It's discouraging to me because you want a kid to play guitar. So the kid goes and says, I want to play a Justin Bieber song. And you say, no, that's not guitar music. Learn this Led Zeppelin song. Who's Led Zeppelin? I don't care about Led Zeppelin. These are the songs I know. These are the artists I know. And this is the music. Let the next generation of kids make the music that they want to make and fuel their creativity in whatever direction it goes.
And stretch yourself, if it's not a guitar song, to teach it. Like, learn it as a guitar song and teach it to them. How fun is that?
I have a very good friend, Scotty Too Hottie, who is super traditional about all this stuff. He has like all the old guitars. He's like really snobby about his gear. But he's a guitar teacher. And he's told me that like, that's one of the things you have to do. You just have to sit and like, okay, let me make this Justin Bieber song. Let me make this 21 Pilots song. Let me make this whatever song into a 3 or 4 chord thing that I can teach a kid. And they walk out of there every time super stoked because they learned a song. Like, let them do it. That's the thing. And then they'll be creative. And then they'll figure out how to plug an iPad into their guitar instead of a Marshall. And they'll make some noises that you're not familiar with, but they will grow from that.
And how fun for it to be modern music too. If you're just sitting listening to music and you can noodle around and try to learn something that you're listening to that is relevant, like
yes. Yeah. Anyway, to get back to the bass versus guitar thing, I think it's guitar people. Bass people experiment a lot. And they experiment a lot with sounds. And they also, because it's the kind of music they make, they don't just boom, 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 boom. Like, I know lots of bass players that are like, let me make this weird sound. We don't have a keyboard player. I have to like be the keyboard player and the bass player. Like, they're doing all those things. And I just think they're more imaginative about it. And
not all of them. We know some super traditional ones too, that only can have certain brands.
True.
So,
well, and there's always going to be
spectrums
those.
Of everything.
Yeah. But allow there to be all the spectrums of everything. I mean, I have old-fashioned guitar. I do. But I also have a Formula One looking thing too. Like, I was telling this to somebody last night that was like, I don't get your... He was like trying to understand and we're going to get into this, trying to understand my decision-making paradigm for guitar stuff.
You have a paradigm?
Yeah, it's called try everything. Try everything. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Mr. Goat says, if you could choose one of your pickups to put in the neck to accompany a Tron bridge pickup in a Telly platform, what would it be and why? I like ending questions here with why, because Leslie's accent is cool.
So does that mean I should reread it?
You're supposed to read this.
So Mr. Goat says, if you could choose one of your pickups to put in the neck to accompany a Tron bridge in a Telly platform, why would it be? What would it be and why? I like ending questions here with why, because Leslie's accent is cool. Leslie doesn't know she has an accent until somebody points it out or she has to watch herself on video.
DAF. That's what I would put in that guitar. I would put a DAF humbucker in the neck position.
That was funny.
Dave. Great talk on signature guitars. Marketing BS aside, if you were to come up with a signature guitar, what would it be like? What features would it have? And who is making a guitar that is pretty close to your vision?
Where'd it go? I can't ponder over it if you make it disappear.
Here. If I had a signature guitar, what do you think it would be?
Something stupid.
Like what?
I don't know. Something stupid that everybody would hate. That would be your goal. What features would it have? It would have a single pickup, P90. I don't know. That's all I know. Like you're sipping your tea over there. Like, let me spill the tea.
Wrong.
All right. Why? Because you already
we got another
have
super chat.
Dang it.
We'll get back to that.
Procrastinating.
What's your preference for Telly bridge pickup and
Thank
back
you,
plate?
Ivan.
Thank you, Ivan, for your super chat. No, I was getting to that part. I wanted to get to his question. Ivan's awesome. Well, they're all steel. So, contrary to popular belief, they're all steel. I use bare steel. I don't even use copper plate, which is what they were in the 50s. If you want to get
Where are
super,
we at? We got to bring it back. Rob said it would dispense whiskey. That'd be cool.
no, not those.
We
Kind
had a
of features.
Skittles guitar one time.
We did have a Skittles guitar. Okay, so you're partially right, and I would want it to piss people off because I don't care about tradition-y stuff. I mean, I do for collectors. See, this is where people get me wrong. I want one of every vintage classic guitar ever. Like, I want a 335, like a real good one, in cherry. It has to be the cherry red one because to me, that's what a 335 is. I want a burst Les Paul. Actually, I want a gold top Les Paul. I'm actually kind of thinking about buying one. I have my SG that I want. I would really like to have an SG with the Maestro on it. I would like to have an Explorer. I would like to have a V. I would like to have a Strat, like a really good Strat. I'd like to have a really good Telly, like an old vintage style Telly, like a 66 Telly. I'd like to have all those things. Would I play all of them every day? No. I would have them because that's what I want to own and like look at and have on my wall, and they're amazing, and that's what I would want. What I would play every day, besides my SG Junior, because I really do love that guitar, is...
So does it have to be something you would play every day, or is a signature more like what would you want other people to purchase and be like, oh,
Okay.
this is so Dylan?
He said marketing BS aside, but I can't
That is part of it.
I can't be marketing BS aside because this is what I do. Yes, I would want, to me, a signature guitar should be...
Like, he's not asking what custom guitar do you want. He's at, like, signature is meant for other folks, right?
Right. So,
Okay.
like, the guitar that I would play
Yes.
actually and gig, and you would see me with it all the time.
And you'd be like, that's Dylan's guitar.
And you would say, oh, that makes sense because that's totally you.
Yes.
And it would be something that everybody else would make sense that they would actually buy it.
Yes.
So
how do you check all those boxes? What would it be?
It would be a single hum Strat style guitar with a 3x3 peg head. So literally, Mark Lettieri's signature guitar is probably my signature guitar.
Ooh.
There
you go. You answered the next question.
Yes, too. That's what he posted this earlier today, and when I was preparing
That's what you pictured?
It immediately came out of my mouth.
Oh.
It would not be any
out of your mouth like you talk to yourself?
I mean, however, here's what I would do. This is what I would do. So, the piss off everybody part.
Your signature would be an acoustic. You're probably right, Rob, but that doesn't make us any money.
That's true. Actually, my signature would be an acoustic. It would be carbon fiber. It would be a McPherson. And it would have... and I actually may have them do this for me. I would have to pay for it, but I would actually have them put like some sort of crazy Formula 1-y racing stripe. Transparent carbon fiber color something.
Charles just brought up the Batfish again. He was like, I could see you with that.
Yeah, so the Batfish is really cool, but I really like an S-style guitar. I do like a T-style too, though. The closest thing to right now...
What you're really hearing is nobody can have just one guitar.
No, you have to have 5, at least. So anyway, so what I was going to say is, if you took Mark Lettieri's guitar, because it has... You can turn the neck pickup on, which I really like. It's not super complicated with all the switching and stuff. The pickups sound fantastic, although my signature guitar would have my pickups in it, which would make sense. It would be a 3x3 peg head like that. Maybe what I need to do is get PRS to make me a signature guitar, and I can just put my pickups in it. Or maybe I need to buy one of those and put my pickups in it.
That was an evil laugh. Rob said your signature guitar would have RC motors and wheels, and it puts itself away.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Somebody asked earlier what you're drinking. What are you drinking?
It's some kind of Japanese single malt. It's really peaty. I can't remember what it's called. It's over there. I can't remember what it's called. But what I would do for the body is I would make it like a Gibson body. So it would be a Strat, but it would be flat top, and the top would be a different color than the back. And it would have like some sort of faux binding on it. So it wouldn't be like a Strat, like round and curvy. It would be a flat top, and it would probably be carbon fiber top, or it would be
with a flip out blade.
Yes. Or it would be,
people are totally judging you.
If it was going to be wooden top, painted top, it would probably be Pelham blue. I would do two, Pelham blue or a gold top. The reason I would do Pelham blue for the piss everyone off factor is Dave Grohl.
I love Dave Grohl.
I know, but nobody else does. Well, lots of people do, but
I love Dave Grohl.
Anyways.
And what am I drinking? I am drinking apple cinnamon tea with vanilla vodka. Warm, because it's cold here.
But the closest thing to my signature guitar right now is that Mark Lettieri. That is single
I know you said you liked it, but I didn't know you liked it that much.
It is a big ask for me not even to have come home with it that day. I am not kidding you. That guitar is so good. It's so good. Because I called her and I was like, this guitar is so good. And the only reason I didn't buy it. So I'll tell you something about Leslie's awesome. If I want to buy a guitar, want to buy whatever, it doesn't matter. She doesn't care. And her only question is it an income producing thing?
That makes me sound really ugly.
Well, no, no, you're not, because there's bajillions of guys out there that are like, I have to sneak my guitars in and tell him I borrowed it from somebody. No.
Ask him if he asked me about the special order guitar he has on right now.
No, I did not.
You did not. That was the first time ever. Because you were like, I bought a guitar. And I was like, wait, what? You bought what? I didn't even know you wanted a guitar.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. And that one was one that yeah. Well, that's because you must have had headphones on when I shot the news and I said that I was going to buy that guitar when it came out.
That's still not talking to me about it.
I guess not. No. Anyway.
Busted.
She doesn't normally care. It's like not a big deal.
I don't care now either.
No. But the thing is the only question she'll ask a lot of times is there an income? Can you make videos about it? Like, is it worth having? And that's not, am I allowed to buy a guitar? That's, we don't have very much room in the motorhome. So therefore, if you're going to get another one, is it something that will be worth having around and taking up the space? And, because like...
So, speaking of space,
yeah.
Keith H. says, I think having all your favorites is a great idea, but due to you having limited room, I would be willing to keep them at his house. You're welcome.
Yeah, you're about like, there's a list of people that would like to keep guitars for me. Actually, I got a friend in Florida. He might be on here.
Sounds like alcoholic potpourri. It does smell delicious. Just saying.
It smells exactly like alcoholic potpourri.
It's delicious.
Yeah, Doug Santinello, who's probably on right now.
He's at least listening, I think.
Actually owns one of my acoustics that I sold to him because I don't have room for it. And he has a Mark Lettieri signature.
Does he?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, him and I are of like mind on guitars a lot of times.
Maybe he's just tormenting you.
So here's a question. So the reason I left that one for the last is because I knew it was going to be fun to talk about. And I also knew that it was going to be a good segue into how do you make decisions What is your decision making paradigm for buying guitars? Get in the comments and let me know.
This person just said y'all brother and sister, right?
Oh my god.
Nope. Wrong.
What's really funny about that is my sister's name is Leslie also. Maybe he knows me from when I was a kid and thinks that we're brother and sister.
I don't look like
That
your
happened.
sister.
That used to happen. That was pretty funny.
Rob said when they go full-time traveling, he'll keep 5, you keep 5, and we'll trade off as we pass each other.
Oh my god. That's awesome. Yeah, because they just bought a motorhome. Did I tell you that?
I don't know. Maybe.
He just bought a 38-foot.
Don't be telling his business.
No, it's cool. He just bought a 38-foot Coachman Pursuit or something. Pretty happy for him because he had a Class C before. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah. So what's your guitar buying, gear making decision paradigm? Because for me, it's room. Right? I only can have a few.
Father and daughter. This is getting creepy, y'all.
Yeah, these people are weirdos.
Even though everybody used to think my dad was my brother too, so
yeah.
I see that in a lot of couples.
I'm just glad that.
I mean, if we start looking alike, I just want it to be that I have great skin. Can that happen?
I suppose.
Coachman Murata.
One in E standard, one in C standard, and one in E flat. So ZZZ there has to have tunings. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So there are practical, like you literally have a practical, like I need this many guitars for this. Why do you like the brands you like? Is it because of artists? Is it because of the music you listened to when you were a kid? Is it because, like, how does that happen? I'm asking the question for the conversation, but also because I'm genuinely curious about like brand loyalties and stuff. Like what makes you, like my daddy had a Ford, so I bought a Ford. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? Is it artists? Is it cost? Is it my first guitar was X or Y?
Yeah. So is it more like nostalgia?
Right. Yeah. I'm buying guitars to put your pickups in. That's a good answer.
I like that answer.
Yeah. So we make P90s, we make humbuckers, we make Tele pickups, we make Strat
Ivan
pickups.
said his wife almost hit a bear and she's on her way home.
Dude. I think I saw a dead bear on the side of the road the other day. We were in West Virginia on the freeway in the motorhome, and it was already dead. Like I wasn't going to hit it, but it was on the side of the road. And I told her, I was like, that was not a deer. That was not a dog. It was way too big to be anything else. It had to be a black bear. Anyway.
Random.
If it looks good, it plays good, and you can afford it, you're interested. Schecter for me makes the best shred for the money. Squire cheap tellies. Oh, Doug's got a super chat. ZZZ, I like your... Okay, see? This is the kind of feedback I was looking for. I've got your breed love out trying to learn Zeppelin. I'm gonna...
Leave on it? I don't know what that means.
Oh, I'm gonna leave on it this song. Oh, cool.
Thanks for the super chat, Doug.
Thanks for the super chat, Doug. Yeah, that breed love is so good. I miss that guitar. Loyal to PV basses.
A guitar has to speak to me before I even touch it, and more so after I play it.
See, that's awesome.
Speak to me.
The reason I'm asking these questions is, again, going back to social media and forums and stuff, you would think that certain brands like killed a puppy and other brands like
Sarah McLachlan. Oh.
And other brands were like, your dad or something. Like you had to be loyal to, and people are so, I don't know, for lack of a better word, angry about.
I mean, but what other things fit that category? Vehicles?
Mm-hmm.
Like Chevy versus Ford versus Dodge. It's a much smaller population. Coke versus Pepsi.
Well, that's dumb. That's
Sweet
not even
or
a
unsweet
choice.
tea.
Well, see, but that's
Grits or oatmeal.
See, but the thing is, those are all geographic. Coke versus Pepsi is definitely geographic to some extent. I would even say, well, maybe vehicles isn't the same.
That's not
Grits,
geographic.
grits, oatmeal, that's totally geographic.
Yeah.
That's like, if you're from the South, it's grits, and if you're not from the South, it's oatmeal. I mean, period. If you're from Wisconsin, it's cheese on everything. You know.
That also applies to the South.
But guitar stuff is not.
Put it in a casserole with cheese on top.
Yeah, put it in a casserole. And it's the same thing with sweet tea versus tea. You get above about...
Bryson could tell you.
Yeah, Bryson, our son, could tell you exactly the latitude. Once you get above it, there's no sweet tea anywhere. And I want to, except for at McDonald's. And I want to say it's probably Central Kentucky, Northern Kentucky. Right in there. You get above there, no more sweet tea. And actually, you get west of Amarillo, for sure, no more sweet tea. What do we got?
Somebody said waffles and pancakes.
I pick guitars that artists, influencers, and local players suggest and that have thicker necks. I'm trying to find the neck and guitar that I'm comfortable playing. Everything is awkward. I'm still a noob. Oh, that's John Roddy. Okay. So that's awesome. That's why I'm asking, because what I find interesting about these conversations is when we have real chats about them, that everybody has actual, reasonable, actually interesting reasons for this stuff. In forums and stuff, everybody's just always angry. So I was trying to ask this the other day in a Facebook group, and
they were angry.
Yeah, everybody just made fun of each other and said terrible things to each other. And I was like, no, I'm going to ask on Thursday, because I just think I find it interesting. And this is totally not like a marketing thing, because I'm not going to build guitars and be like, okay, now that you told me what you want, I'm going to build it and sell it to you. It's not that, because I'm not going to do that.
Because it doesn't work anyway.
No.
We just said that today.
What?
If you build it, they will come is not always true.
No. 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 What I've learned on that front is if I build stuff that I really like and I really believe in and it's really good, then people will buy it. Not because of who I am, but because if I like something, I will be able to accurately convey it to the other person, and then they will accurately know if they're going to like it or not. That's with anything, we all do that for our friends. If somebody posts in a Facebook group, hey, you should make such and such a pickup. Why don't you make such and such a pickup? And I start making it, nobody buys it. But if I really believe in something and really enjoy making it, and that comes through, then that product usually does pretty well. And again, that's goes back to the whole spirit of all of this. I just think, yeah. I've been thinking about it a lot lately. Just trying to be... I said put a gold top in a 6 tuner 3x3 peg head on a Strat, and we didn't even get any thumbs down.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I want any.
You probably just jinxed it.
I don't know that we're going to ever beat last week's record.
Oh my God. What was it sit at
It ended
now?
up being like 50 something.
It was bad.
Yeah. Anyway.
People are talking about sweet tea. You want some questions?
Yeah, let's do some questions.
So we said how many sugars? He just said lots. Ivan makes his own sweet tea.
How many sugars? Like you don't...
If you add sugar after it's cold, it's not real sweet tea. Just saying.
And if you say how many sugars, you don't know what sweet tea is. Because don't you start with the sugar?
Yes. How many cups of sugar?
How many cups of sugar are in a gallon of sweet, because that's the other thing. You don't make a cup of sweet tea. You make a gallon or more.
Yes.
Like those big construction got coolers.
No. No. Wow. He's not from the South. He
I'm
don't
not
know,
from the
y'all.
South. I make fun of him about it. I do love some sweet tea, though. Questions?
Brett Johnson says, how many styles of pickups would you recommend a hobbyist have to offer for sale? Telly, Strat, etc.
Again, what's your favorite? What is your favorite and what do you like? Because that means if you're a hobbyist trying to make pickups, sell the ones that you're best at making. And the ones that you're best at making are the ones that you like the most. My most popular pickup is my P90 and my center punch.
And he loves it.
Because they're my favorite. And I talk about them all the time. So that's what we sell the most of. Whatever you're the most excited about. As far as numbers, it's the whole do one thing really good before you do two things half-assed. So just that depends on, you know, how good you feel you are at that one thing before you expand and, you know, yeah. Next.
Nick Winning, can you take a look at the email I sent you?
I did.
Reference the rewinding and classes at Texas Toast Guitars. He got the green light to make the trip.
So that's really cool. So, you know, we're doing these pickup winding classes at Texas Toast Guitars in Denver in May. We're going to be there for the whole month, and we're going to help people learn to wind their own pickups. And what's going to happen, I think, is that you're going to be able to literally wind. Oh, you should make sure. I thought he said the guitar ones are sold. So
he might already be in it.
He might already be in it. What's really cool about Nick is he's from England. So he's coming a long way. So that's really cool. As far as what pickups you can make for your guitar that you are making at Texas Toast, whatever you want, really, within reason, just let me know. What I'm going to do is we're going to take an inventory of everybody that's going to be there, who has signed up, what they're using, so that I make sure that I have all the parts in stock and ready. And I'm actually going to ship ahead of time all the necessary parts for everything that we're going to make to the shop so that it's all there waiting on me when I get there.
Sweet. So all of these come in a different order. So
okay, no worries.
Felipe, I don't know his last name. Dylan, I need your help. I've been meaning to email you about it. I got an Epiphone Shurston. Is that a word?
Sheridan. Okay.
Oh, it's not spelled like that. With Gibson pickups in it that are way too high output. I can't seem to get the tone I want. And I think he sent a subsequent, like, what would you recommend?
Okay. So I guess the first question would be, what do you mean by too high of output? Because does it mean that you can't ever get clean tones out of it? What amp are you playing? What amp are you using? That's really important. Our lowest output pickups that I personally would put in a Sheridan would be my number one recommendation would be our DAFs. And they would be amazing in there. But before you just order DAFs, we need to know, are you playing into a 5-watt amp, expecting to get clean? Because I don't want you to spend more money on pickups and then have the same result and have the guitar not even be the problem. You see what I'm saying? So if you're playing in a real low wattage tube amp, you might never get it super clean. If they're just really harsh and raspy and a lot of brittleness to them, then yes, DAFs will fix that. So kind of need to know a little more of the story.
Maybe you still need to email.
But DAFs would be my first choice.
Corey Foregrave sent in a subsequent, he sent in a super chat about that middle pickup or something.
Bridge pickup, yep.
I don't care for the low output. It sounds so weak. I used to have SD SSL5 that was higher output and thought it had a better balance.
So if you just want more output and you want a better balanced pickup, just get one of our Strat Hot 5s and put it in there. Don't go all the way to that. I'm telling you, that's like a different... You need, if you're going to put the P90 ones in there, you need to put all three in there. We don't actually sell a lot of those because of that. Because they are gnarly. So just get a normal Strat Hot 5, put a note on your order and tell me what you're doing, and I'll make sure that I wind it right for what you have. But that's what I would do. Medium.
So Jonathan Knapp wants to know, do you and Leslie use the walkie-talkie feature on your Apple Watches?
I like it, but it doesn't always connect.
Yeah, we've had problems with it connecting. And then the best time we would love to be able to use it is when we're moving vehicles around and or
Parking the
directing vehicles. But if you're driving, this is not a good position to be in. Like, you need both hands to use the walkie-talkie.
Right.
So it's kind of inconvenient.
Yeah. It would be nice to have. So literally what we basically do is she goes outside, she'll call me, and I'll answer on my watch. So it's like right here. And when I'm like backing the motorhome into a spot or something. But we don't use the walkie-talkie stuff very much. It's just...
We thought it would be super cool and we could interrupt each other's day, but when we want to be funny and do that, it's like,
doesn't really work
not connecting, and you're like, dang it.
Yeah, it doesn't work as reliably as I thought. And we're honestly not apart that much. I mean, I work here, she sits 5 feet over that way. Like, we're not that far apart from each other.
I really just thought it'd be fun to like just have his watch talking to somebody when he's in the middle of something sometime, but
it hasn't really worked.
It doesn't let you do that. Oh, somebody is sending a super chat. Let's jump back over here.
Thanks, John. I love trying the guitars the greats used. I tried an EVH, a Majesty, and an RG to see what the experts use. So if Dylan's playing electric, what's your favorite? Maybe that's on my list. Oh, as far as what the greats are using, man. So
thanks for the super chat, John.
Yeah, thanks, John. Okay. Electric guitar, signature models that I would play because I like the artist and because I like the guitar. That Mark Lettieri thing obviously is at the top of my list because it's so bad. It's the best guitar ever. That thing is unbelievable. And then the signature Strat that I want more than anything in the world right now is $15,000, but I want the Mike McCready Strat more than anything. If I could have one electric guitar, it would be that. I really, really want that guitar, but it's 15 grand. I can't think of anything else at this point. I tell you, the other thing too that I would love to try that I haven't gotten to try yet is the new Tony Iommi SG because it's P90s, you know. That would be really cool too. And I also would be interested in... No, that's probably it for now. That's all I can think of right now.
He'll come up with another one at 3 a.m.
I will.
Russell Zonner says, I want to buy the Lawler book, but it's hella spendy.
It is. What I would tell you for that is well, it's really expensive. And what I would tell you is you could spend a lot of money on materials. Or you could, let's just say, for half of what that book costs, you could buy enough pickup materials to do your own experimenting. We have tons of videos about it. and it's not just me either. You know, Highline Guitars has a great channel. There's a few really good YouTube channels that could give you what you need to start experimenting. And then I'm going to totally be honest with you. All the guys that think they know what they're doing started out experimenting anyway. And then they documented it and they wrote a book about it. But everybody, Seymour Duncan, everybody started out like, I wonder what would happen if. And they just started winding and they started experimenting. So just do that. Like, yeah. Because I think that book's like $800 or something. Because it's out of print and it's everybody wants it. Yeah.
THMMKE says, I have a 57 Classic Plus that is too trebly and pitchy. What do you think of changing A2 for A4? Throwback has magnets. I don't know.
Okay, so you could change the magnets. I don't think that's going to fix it. Those classic pickups are like that. Honestly, get a set of our DAFs and chuck them in there. It will fix it. That guitar will be really good.
Rob, what time's our next one?
9:15.
Okay, we have to hurry. Rob Murrah said, oh, just kidding. We have a super chat.
Sweet. Thanks for the super chat.
Oh, except it hasn't come through on your computer
I really
yet.
do appreciate it. A lot.
Really,
really a lot. Hasn't come through yet. Matthew Perkins.
But it's on my phone.
I don't know. There it is.
Boom.
There it came.
There it came. Thank you, Matthew.
Thoughts on metal shielded wiring like Gibson is traditionally used versus 4-lead wiring for humbuckers? Is there a reason not to have 4 leads? There is no reason to not have 4 leads. There will be people on YouTube and in forums, mostly very old, who will tell you that it screws with the signal to have 4 wires on a humbucker. It's all garbage, and 4 wires is fine. That being said, I've kind of been thinking about trying some of that metal braided wire on my P90s. But I hate yeah, I do. I was thinking about it. I hate messing with it. The reason I don't use it is because it's a pain. Because you have to worry about where you route it in the guitar. It's really, really, really a pain. And there's no reason to use it. So I guess I just answered my own question. I'm not going to do it. I like how it looks in a vintage guitar because it's pretty clean looking. But other than that, there is no reason to use that stuff, and it should be banned. The end. Next question.
Rob Murrah, do you think a humbucker with 12 screw pole pieces would sound different from one with 12 slug pole pieces?
When you really get down to brass tacks, yes, it does. Will 87.5% of players be able to tell the difference? No, they won't. In most situations, they won't be able to tell the difference. But it does. It does. That being said, I just bought stuff to make 12-hole humbuckers. Yep. I think they're going to be called the Boxer. And they are coming out, I think, next month.
Sweet. Sneak preview, y'all. Nicholas Michael says, what pickups of yours would you recommend to replace 2 mid-boosted via mid-boost preamp Jackson single coils?
Our Hot Fives. Oh, mid-boosted. Yeah, our Hot Fives. Our Strat Hot Fives.
Vox Guitars Rock. Dylan, do you make pickups that quick disconnect with that quick disconnect plug Gibson makes for their, quote, circuit board guitars?
I don't make it. However, if you search on eBay and on Amazon, you can find those Molex. It's just a Molex connector. It's a 2-pin Molex connector, black, and you can find that and crimp it on yourself. And they're cheap. They're very cheap. And you can find it on eBay and on Amazon. And if you do that, get in touch with me and I will tell you how to hook it up so that it will work.
Windsurf Maui says, Dylan, sorry, the rule is that if you want a very expensive guitar, you have to be willing to sell all the other guitars you own. If you're not willing to do that, then you shouldn't buy it. Probably a good rule of thumb, like if this was the only one.
I will tell you right now, not including like my family heirloom guitars, but like all the guitars I have back there right now, all those electric guitars could go if I could own that Mark Lettieri guitar.
That's cool.
It's that good. And that's even including the Gibson SG. But on principle, I will not sell the Gibson SG.
Romeo Oscar says, what's with those calibrated T-top Gibson humbuckers? Are they any good or just gimmicks?
I mean, Gibson T-top humbuckers are really good. They are very good. I've had some, and they're really good. And even the used ones are. Remember, I had a couple. I sold them on eBay for a lot of money, like $400 a piece. They're really good. Yeah, no, they're good.
Phil JP Ma, I don't know how to say his name.
Mm-hmm.
Strat project for the future. Thinking of picking up one of your pick guards next month and making, quote, double agent Strat. Would you be able to make a humbucker bridge P90 neck Strat loaded pick guard?
Yeah, for sure.
Didn't even flinch.
Yeah, actually, get with me on that ASAP. Because if you order that right now, and I should probably say this in general, if you want loaded pickguard stuff, you probably I should put them back on the website. I will put them back on the website right after this, and you should order them right now. If you want something custom, send me an email with the contact thing on the website and tell me what you want. I will send you an invoice for it. You will pay it. We will get it going, and I will get the pickguards ordered so that they are waiting for me. Now, this is going to take until you'll have them about Christmas time probably. But you got to order them now because then that gives me like 3 weeks to get the pickguards.
Are they custom pickguards?
Yeah, because
they're not going to come that fast, I bet.
They will.
Okay.
I spoke with them about it.
Oh,
they're running about 2 to 3 weeks out right now.
Oh, that's way better.
Yeah,
okay.
I ordered some today because of that. So that's the thing. And then I will be in Georgia for a month. Those will ship to me. We will get them knocked out. So if you want loaded pickguards, I will put them back on the website tonight. Tomorrow morning, get up and order them. And then we will get them sorted. Yeah.
Brett Johnson, opinions on the Nashville Telly? Best of both worlds or unnecessary? Long dramatic pause.
I understand why people like them. I personally don't have a use for it. If you're going to get a Telly, get a Telly. If you're going to get a Strat, get a Strat. That's my opinion. But I can understand why people do like them. And I would never steer anybody away from buying one because they are versatile. They are versatile for sure. I think they're kind of ugly.
Ooh. David Kornblatt had 2 questions. One, do you think daylight savings standard time is stupid?
Yes.
Why can't we at the same time all the time?
Arizona guy here telling you.
Yeah, not all places change time, by the way.
I'm from Arizona. Daylight savings time is stupid. I lived out there the whole time. Never needed it once. Never had a like, oh crap, I wish I had some daylight savings time right now. Not one time ever.
Anyway. His second question, which do you think is more accurate for string response, F-spaced or trembucker?
That's the same. A
Oh.
trembucker is a 53 mil. A trembucker F-spaced is branding speak for a 53 millimeter humbucker, and so they're the same.
Embrace Smith says, what makes your P90 different?
Our P90, it's not so much that it's different, it's that it's right. It was, we need to talk about that really quick too. So we have like 2 seconds.
You have 3 more questions.
Oh, we won't get to that then. Okay, so the P90 thing, it's modeled after a 56 Les Paul Jr., and I really got it right. It's better than any modern P90 right now.
Casey Lee says, I'm building a Nashville Telly. What's the best pickup set to use? Like Chopper T / Twang King plus what?
None of that. What I would get is, of course, I'm going to tell you to buy my stuff, but here's why.
You're on our channel.
But here's why. Flat 6 Tele pickups, neck and bridge, and then when you order them, order a Strat pickup for the middle. It doesn't matter which one. Just order any one and tell me that it's going to go into a Nashville Telly, and I will make sure that I wind the middle pickup to match the other pickups, and it will be amazing. That's what I would do. Flat 6 Telly pickups off of our website, any Strat pickup, and I'll make it right.
Rob Murrah says, I'm curious why you don't offer the DAF in Alnico 2. Are you not a fan of A2?
I'm not. A5, I've played with it a bunch. A2, A3, and A5, and A5 is just, it's the note definition to me is what's the most important. It's the tightest. It's the most, it's got the tightest clarity. It doesn't ever get muddy, no matter what you throw at it. And those are the 2 most important things to me about my pickups, what we carry through our entire brand, and 2s don't do that, so that's why I don't offer them.
To Embree's question, I don't remember what it was now. Do your Strat size 90s sound like that? If not, why? In short.
They sound more like a P90 than a Strat pickup, but because of physical measurements, they will never actually sound really like a P90, but they have the similar construction. That's why we call them that.
Dino Smith says, I ran and I don't know.
I ran a Neo dim magnet over my pickup and now it's dead. Can it be saved? So here's what you did. You ran a Neo dim magnet over your pickup the wrong way. You need to get 2 of them. Take the pickup out of the guitar. Get 2 of them. Set them. I put my magnets up so I can't show you. I had them in here a minute this afternoon. Make it to where one's north and one's south. Check the polarity with your other pickups, and you can repolarize that pickup, and it will work again. As long as you didn't break it. Cool.
Awesome. We caught up.
We did.
And unless the super chat comes in very shortly, we will be wrapping this up. Do you have time to talk about what you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's take about
featured pickup.
Yeah, so people have been asking me to talk about each pickup, and since he just asked about a Nashville Telly and what pickups he should put in it, we were going to talk about our Telly pickups tonight, just real briefly. People want to know what inspired each of our pickups, so you can go back and look at the other episodes. We talked about P90s, we talked about other stuff. Tonight's Telly. So the Flat 6 Telly pickup, most of our pickups are named after engines, so that's what the Flat 6 is, a Porsche motor. I'm a big Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi guy. That's the name. Where it came from is a buddy of mine bought a 1966 Telecaster, and it had a bunch of problems, and I had it for about a week, and I thought, you know what, these are the best sounding pickups I've ever heard in any Telly. This particular guitar was just so good. It was the best Telly I've ever heard. So I figured out a way to measure that all up, get specs from it, and instead of making staggered pole pieces like a 66 Telly, because most people don't use a neck profile that requires it, ours are flat, and that's why they're called flat six, and that's why they sound so good. And what's really interesting about it is the neck pickup actually has a higher DC resistance than the bridge pickup, but that's how they were in the 60s. And they are so good. They are so good. And we did get a super chat.
We did.
Thank you so much, man. Thanks, Jonathan, for
Jonathan.
a random super chat. I appreciate it.
I don't know if you had a question. Squeeze it in really quick if you didn't get to put that in.
The reason why we're hurrying is because over on our other YouTube channel, which there's a link in the description of this video. It's just youtube.com/Dylan and Leslie, I think. We're going to do another live stream on our other YouTube channel talking about motorhome stuff and all that. And it's at 9:15. So
really soon. Do you make any TDI pickups? I don't know what that is. Okay. I don't know what that is, Neil. And they're laughing, so maybe it's a joke. Like, I don't know. It made me think of a pickup truck, so maybe that was the joke.
Oh, TDI, like a diesel. That's funny.
Yeah.
That is a joke. That's funny.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, I don't have any diesel pickups. But diesels aren't really my thing, so they're mostly motorcycle and car, like race engines. So yeah, man. We do have a Quattro though.
Yep.
And that's an Audi. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate your super chat.
Thanks for squeezing
Keith. That in very much. I do appreciate it a lot.
Y'all are awesome.
Yeah, this is great.
All right,
this has been fun.
Reset up for the next one.
Yep.
9:15 on the other channel.
Go take a pee break and.
Tika?
I'm gonna go take a pee break and set up for the other live stream. We have to switch over. And so if you want to do that, click the link and we'll see you in a few minutes. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video.